and internet. All right, I just want to make sure. So let me know, you guys, if you can hear me properly. Let me know if you can hear me properly. First of all, I have to apologize for one thing. I think we announced that we're going to meet at 10, but it was supposed to be 12. So there was a little bit of a disconnect there on the dates because our flyer says 12, but I think our text was saying 10. So I apologize for that. I think that's not a good thing on our side because it must have been misleading for most of you guys. All right, so today actually it's going to be an incredible session because we try as much as we can in this training to help you guys. Sorry about that. As much as we can to help you guys, get started in real estate investing. Our main focus, our main goal actually is one thing, is helping you guys build a portfolio and then be able to have and enjoy the positive income that comes from it as well. I want to switch on the Facebook so I can see your guys' interaction there. So that's actually our goal. However, the only condition in this group is we are starting with investing without any money at all. And what does that mean? That means, you have to, use other people's money one way or the other. And how you use other people's money also differs as well. I think that's something that, I think we already have a comment. Yes, we can. Oh, I see Coratiles there. How's it going, man? That's good. That's good to have you here. Okay. There's like feedback sound from this. This is not okay, but we just sort it out for now. All right, so yeah, come on. All right, there we go. So the most important thing is learning how to invest in real estate so you can build some passive income. But where do you start? If you have no money, then you have to start by building capital, which is what you guys are doing with the training, which is no money, no risk investing. Meaning that you are building capital by sourcing deals, or you are building capital by having, lease options, or you're building capital by having any of the strategies that you can use where you don't have to use your own money. So there are situations where you have your own money. Let's say you might be qualifying for a bond at the bank, or you might be somebody who is currently employed. Maybe you did manage to do some savings. And then you ask yourself, okay, so what do I do in this training right now? So in your case, you're gonna learn one thing that's very, very important. So the basis is you building a portfolio, definitely. You're learning how to raise money as well, because a lot of guys like Mohammed, actually you guys know Mohammed, he came here, he was like, look, I've used up my affordability with the banks, and then what do I do from here onwards? And all of us get to that point. You qualify for 1.5, you qualify for R1 million, or you qualify for 700,000, and then you buy 2 properties, maybe small apartments. Oh, CJ, how's it going? Good to see you here, man. Good to see you. And yeah, who's here as well? Just say hi in the chat, and then let's have a conversation. I see Vijay is here as well too. Vijay, how's it going? Good to see you too. So yeah, that's what happens. And then people get stuck in their, building their portfolio. They get to a point where they're like, you know what? I'm going to wait to build in some equity if they do not buy properties under market value. And then after building some equity, then I can take refinance and then, be able to use that money towards, other things that I might have when I'm expanding my portfolio, which is something very, very important as well. However, that thing takes time, guys. I know real estate is a long-term thing. I don't want you guys to think it's going to be like a quick, get rich quick scheme. Is actually a long-term thing. The only thing that I think you must keep in mind as well is there are other ways to get where you want to get, which is why you're in this training. Mainly, using other people's money, and then also, working with it from there. All right. So if you're starting from zero, and then you are maybe a student, maybe you have a bad credit record. I have guys like that as well. And then you have maybe you have no employment of some sort, then you need to learn how to build capital. And the main reason for that is, if you build enough capital, then you can be able to partner up with other people. And that's also giving you a little bit of a leverage. You can leverage this also say, hey, I'll cover the buying cost, and then you can cover the bond. And then that's like a 50-50 deal. If you can negotiate enough. If you found somebody who's a hard negotiator, that's the top of it you're going to get. And then if you find somebody who knows nothing about property at all, then you're gonna say, hey, I found a deal, I'll do the management, maintenance, and everything. Sorry about that. And then I'll do the maintenance, I'll do the management, and then I'll do the running around of the property finding tenants. And then you come and sorry about this, guys. So you come and then you bring a deal together, and then he'd be able to invest with you as a partner. So that's usually how it happens. And I think that's how I did my first deal as well. But if you find somebody who knows something about property, they might say, hey, I'm okay with you bringing the deal. However, at least bring some sort of finance towards the deal as well. So that's why you're going to be in the buying costs, all the transfer, etc. Say, okay, I have enough capital to cover the transfer costs. If you're buying a property for around 200,000 Rand, then you have like 25,000 Rand that you already built up. Say, okay, I'll cover the transfer cost, you cover the bond, and then let's do a deal. You get a 50-50 on the profit, and then that's how you get started. So that leverage is something that's very, very important. And that's something that you want to take it from there and continue building your portfolio. However, how do you get there? Then you start by sourcing deals, you start by building capital and using all these other ways that we teach in this training. And I think that's the most important part as well. And another thing as well, guys, I get people who get on a call with me and they're like, hey, I want my coaching or my mentoring session. I'm like, okay, what are you struggling with? Like, I'm struggling to find investors. Okay, so have you tried do you have a deal, number one? No, I don't have a deal. So what do you mean you're struggling to find investors if you don't have a deal already? No, they're struggling in their mind. That was exactly what they're just thinking. It's like a fear thing. And if you're in this training right now, you started the first session by working on your beliefs, guys. I'm not saying I'm not fearful as a person. You guys are not fearful as people as well. However, courage is actually feeling the fear and doing it anyway. You have a mentor, you have a group of investors, you have friends and colleagues in this group actually who can help you on your journey. You have no excuse not to get action done. And look, I'm allowing you to guys make mistakes here. So don't be too worried about making mistakes. I make mistakes. The most important thing is learning from them. You learn from mistakes. Okay, I messed up here. What can I learn from it? How can I do a little bit better next time? I want you guys to have the same mindset as well. Go out there, find a deal. Money follows a deal, guys. If you forgot anything we've spoken today, is money follows a great deal. So if you have a good deal, then money is probably going to be coming your way as well. And that's the most important part about the training that we have. So let's see, newest comments. Okay. So money follows a great deal, guys. So always, find the deal first and then focus on finding the money. Because if you do one of those, like, I don't have investors, and you never even tried to find a deal, you don't even have a deal ready, you never even presented it to anyone, I don't know how to help you. Seriously. At least if you found a deal and then you went to 3, 4, 5 people and they said no. And then you're like, okay, now I'm starting to find investors. Then we can work with something because at least they said no. And then you have feedback. And then we're going to discuss to say, okay, what did they say no? And you also look into that, okay, maybe it's because, the deal was too expensive. Maybe it's because this and that. Maybe it's because this and the other. And from then onwards, we're able to to help you, find investors for your deal, working from there. So that's the most important thing I think that you guys must get is get out there, find good deals. Money follows great deals all the time. If you have a good deal, you'll never struggle with finding money. I promise you guys, and I know it personally. So good deals are not struggling to find money, unless if you get once in a while you get investors who are undecisive, difficult clients, who just want to make life a little bit tougher for you. Yes, you do get those people, and that's part of business. You just have to make sure that, okay, that'll be the last time you guys working together. Oh yeah, Vincent, I see you in the chat. Vincent, do you need to, okay, just check your email so you can log in online here, and then we can, have a discussion here. But yeah, guys, I think the most important thing is money follows a good deal. So don't go out there saying, I don't have investors, especially if you have no deal at all that you found that is making sense, because investors are motivated by what? By profit, and everybody else is, including you guys who are in this training. The only thing that makes you guys invest in this training was because you wanted to see a return on it as well. So I think that's the most important thing that I wanted to just stress to say, guys, do not think too much that the investors don't want my deal, etc. If you have nothing on hand, go out there, look for deals. find them, secure the deals, and then start looking for investors. And I want to promise you, if you do that, then you are going to get investors, because now you already know that you have a deal that you are also confident about. Some of the deals that you must find are the deals that you are thinking, you know what, I actually want this deal myself, type of a deal. That's a great deal then, because don't sell something you don't believe in. Don't find deals you want to invest in as well and give it to other people. And also avoid, going out there to just say, okay, I have no investors, I'm struggling with investors, and there's nothing I can do if you don't have a deal. I also got a call with one of the students as well. It's like, I'm struggling with everything. That one was the one for me. I was like, guys, what do you mean you're struggling with everything? I'm struggling with everything means I haven't done anything. I don't know where to go. I don't know where to start. So I would encourage you guys again, take action, and then the fear is going to get reduced by you getting things done. If you're scared of taking a call and calling an agent when you see a listing online to ask what are the levies, what are the rates, etc., I would encourage you guys to continue calling them. Just do it anyway. And the most important thing also as well is at some point your goal must be to kickstart your property portfolio. That's something that's very, very important. So I want you guys to focus on that very, very heavily. I want you guys to focus on what? Building your property portfolio. And the only way you're going to do that is building capital. And then after you have the capital, then you can be able to build up your portfolio from there going forward. All right, the last thing, okay, not the last thing, but one thing also I want to stretch on is you guys are not focusing on building your power team. You guys are not focused on building a power team. There are new guys in here who know nothing about a power team. So I'm just going to share my slide here, just to share a slide here with you guys. So this is a power team, basically. It's simple. Your power team is very, very simple. You're the property investor in the middle. You need all these 10 people on your side. You can be a buyer's agent for now. You already have a coach. You need an attorney. You need to get one soon, because you're going to meet some challenges where you are asking me the attorney questions. I'm not a legal expert, guys. I am somebody who's just a coach, and I know how to help you build your team and also invest in real estate. My job is not to give you legal advice. So you need an you need an attorney to get legal advice, people who are licensed attorneys to do that. You need an accountant to help you out with your tax, to help you out with your books for the company, and also to help you out with a lot of other things that you need, like solvency letters, etc., etc. You're gonna need an accountant to help you with that. Especially, if you're running a business for quite some time, you want to do financials, you know what an accountant does. You also need a builder as well. Most of you guys, you go to view a property, you have nobody who's going to tell you this is how much it's going to cost for renovation. This is just something that you coming from you thumbs like in the numbers most of the time. Yes, you get to that point where you can tell to say, okay, this might need like a doorknob, a paint, and this and the other and whatever. And then the paint, 5 liter paint is 350, and then a doorknob is that much and this much and that much and the other. So that stage you get to it. But when you're starting, you need to actually get a quotation from a builder or two, if not one. I usually encourage you guys to get 3 builders, and then you can, 3 quotations, then you choose the best one. But yeah, that's exactly what I encourage as well. You need to have a builder. A buyer's agent, if you are somebody who's like a high earner, obviously your work is keeping you very busy, you probably need a sourcing agent as well. And this group is for you guys to connect with other people who are in your location, and then figure out, hey, can you source a deal for me? And then you guys can discuss the brokerage there. An insurance broker, you need that as well. You need an architect. I think you need an estate agent that you're also working with. They're giving you deals all the time. So obviously, virtual estate agent, I told you 5 types of estate agents you must avoid. That's something that's very, very important. And you also need somebody who's going to rent out your property and then do the admin work as well, which is a letting agent. Figure out, how much, here's the thing about letting agents, guys. The bigger they are on the letting agents, maybe they have like a lot of units, the less are they going to pay attention to yours, especially if you're looking to get tenants inside your building. So that's also something that you must keep in mind as well. And also you need a bond originator. I think, there's Christian you guys can talk to, but there's a lot of other guys as well. So what I want you guys to do is focus on getting this team together. This is one thing that you must do. And go watch a video about how to hire these people. I have a video that I've done on this. I just want to put an emphasis on you because you guys are asking me some questions you're supposed to be asking your attorney. Yes, guys, give me some questions. You're supposed to be asking your accountant. Yes, I'm your coach. I'm supposed to help you out on that, but I want you to have a team enough to be independent. So that's something that's very, very important as well. So do so and build a power team. That's something that's very important, and I think I wanted to share with you guys as well. All right, so now let's talk about people who are effective deal closers. If you want to be somebody who's a closer and closing a lot of deals effectively, in the best way, the biggest thing is the structure of your deal. How do you structure your deal is the most important thing. Yes, you're going to find difficult people. Yes, you're going to find easy people to deal with. Yes, you're going to find people who just like you and they want to do business with you. However, if you want to be effective, meaning that you're finding deals that are posing win-wins on both parties of the investor, the seller, or yourself and the seller, or whatever it is, you need to do as many deals as possible. Show up, do deals, find deals online, run numbers on as many deals as possible. Fail. I want you to fail, make mistakes, and then learn from there and move forward. And you know what? The most important thing about failing and trying again is you get into a point where you're like, what did I do wrong previously that I can do much better right now? And I think that's something that you guys must take note of. And you must be able to improve. And also take notes of your mistakes, and then improve from there. I think, especially when you're starting anything, if you're starting to play soccer, if you're starting to box, if you're starting to ride a bicycle, or driving a car, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna put gear 4 by mistake. If you wanna put gear 2, you're gonna, there's so many mistakes that you make when you're starting out. And that's the most important part as well. And I think that give yourself time to do that. Nobody's judging you here. Make mistakes, let's talk about that, and then let's help you, get your things together. And also, every time you book a call, please book a call with me if you have a deal. If you have a deal on the table, book a call. Don't book a call and tell me I don't know where to start. Please, guys, I beg you guys not to just take some initiative, do something, get stuck, and let me help you out with something where you get stuck. And also, I think the only thing that's going to help you get to the next level is having a solid plan about what you want to do. Learn, about doing an entire deal with no money down. Repeat the training where you focus on things. Repeat the videos. Repeat them until they become part of you. Repeat the scripts you have. Talk about the scripts with the people around you. You can actually meet a lot of people in this group as well. Try to meet up for coffee or lunch, and then have a conversation about it. I see the script, does it work for you? What do you say to an investor? How do you approach sellers? What do you say when they say this? Run all those things among each other and then be able to become much better. This is what this group is about. It's about you guys interacting, and also making the most out of it as well. All right, so I think that's just going to be my quick rant, which is supposed to be like a little bit of a session where I'm sharing what I think. But I just thought these are the things that I see lacking at this point in most of you guys we talk. If you are new in here, don't get intimidated. Some of you guys just joined us recently. Don't get intimidated. Keep doing your work and then keep asking questions. Find deals, run numbers, and then book a call. Let's discuss that. And if you're somebody who's here, has been here for a while as well, and if you close the deal, if you bought a property or etc., get in touch with us. Let's talk about that as well. We are actually happy and excited all the time to have a discussion, to see obviously how you managed to benefit from this training. A lot of you guys benefited from this training. Some of you guys are a little bit more quiet than others, but it's also building relationships. You never know what opportunities we might have for you, especially after you close your first deal successfully. I think that's also something that you guys must take advantage of. So if you're in here, you closed a deal or two, and you haven't discussed that with us, get in touch and then let's have a discussion about that. We would like to hear your story and we would like to see how we can explore synergies going forward. Okay, so we have a guest today. We have Vincent. Vincent is a first-time investor, and also he also went through the training as well. We have a format of questions. I'm just going to ask him, and then he's going to basically, we just want him to share his journey in a simpler sense. So I'm just going to ask him, questions about his journey, and then I'm going to let him share with you, what he went through, how he put his deal together, and then also how he actually started to build his portfolio. So, which is something very, very important as well. You guys are not in here just to source deals. You're in here to build enough capital so you can be able to start building a portfolio. So I want you guys to take notes, ask a lot of questions. And if you have any questions about anything I've said so far, I also want you to ask questions as well, because we're going to have a Q&A at the end. So Vincent, how's it going, man?
I'm good, Ezra. And how's it going?
I'm all right. Thank you very much. All right, so I'm trying to find a... All right, so let's do this. So I'm not sure, but okay, I think we can see you in the group as well. Okay, just check that right now. So Vincent, thank you, man, for joining us today. So tell me about who you are, for those who don't know you in this group, and then also, what do you do?
Right. So as you have mentioned, Vincent, and yeah, so just to let you know of what do I do. I'm interested, obviously, in property, as the other investors are also interested into property. But apart from that, I am currently studying. I'm doing my final year in law, and I'm also working part-time as well. So I'm working night shift, and during the day, I go out to view some couple of deals and try to negotiate, and obviously source some couple of deals as well. And apart from that, I run other small business to either expand those businesses or to use those businesses as a form of capital and use it as my affordability to purchase other properties. So yeah, at the moment, I've currently closed my first deal, which is awesome, using obviously the training that you've taught us.
Definitely. That's incredible. That's incredible. So it sounds like you have a very busy schedule. And but I still like the fact that you committed enough to make sure that, you know, whenever gap you get, you view deals, you do deals, and you know, also with other things as well, because we I think of the understanding that everybody have a day-to-day life where, you know, they have demands in life as well that they have to go through as well. So I think that's a very good thing. So just share a little bit about your real estate journey. You know, obviously, how did you find us? You know, how it got started, and then also where you are right now. I think that's also something that is interesting to hear.
Right. Okay, so about my real estate journey, I've started being interested in property in 2018, but it's an idea that I've just, you know, shy away from, thinking that, you know, I don't have enough money. You know, how can I do this without enough money? But then I found out about you on Facebook. And I started going through your page and just researching more about you. And I think I've watched your interview with the M5 guys to just know more about you, you know, before I commit to anything. And yeah, I decided to take the course. And I took the course last year. I think I started last year in May, if I'm not mistaken, or in June, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I've went through the course, how to run the numbers, and how to negotiate the deals. So as you know, that the course is more or less teaching you how to find good deals, right? And how to obviously negotiate and just negotiate to prices that will be more favorable to the investors. Yeah, so that's how I found you. And other than that, I've went through other, you know, property trainings, maybe watching YouTube videos and reading books which are more into property as well.
Yeah. So that's a good thing that you're mentioning as well, as you're mentioning about increasing your knowledge, you know. So I get a lot of students who saying, okay, I want to increase my knowledge, and then they stuck in the analysis paralysis of reading so many books, and then they're not taking action. So how do you balance between taking action and getting things done, and then also getting additional information, which you necessarily need, obviously, on your journey? How do you balance between the two?
I think other than just reading, you have to set goals for yourself. You have to set like weekly targets and daily targets, you know. You shouldn't just read that book and be like, no, it's something that I'm aspiring to do, or just to invest in property. So other than that, for I personally, I have daily goals and weekly goals, you know. So each and every day I have my daily targets, or each and every week I have weekly targets on how many properties I should view. So kind of like setting a schedule for you to hold yourself accountable, that after the end of the week, you should be able to check and make a checklist of what you should have done and what you haven't done as yet, and what you've completed. And yeah, so that's how to hold yourself accountable, just to take action other than just consuming the information from the training and from other relevant sources as well.
Definitely. So it seems to me like planning is, you know, a big part of your success personally. And then also, I mean, a lot of, I mean, there's a saying that if you don't, if you fail to plan or something like that, I don't know what it says, but it's something about if you fail to plan, then you're gonna be in trouble, type of thing. You're gonna fail or something like that. So
Yeah.
I definitely understand what you mean. So let's talk about some negative beliefs you had to overcome, closing your first deal. You registered for this training. We hyped it up, say, okay, this is a training that's going to help you close your first deal. You're going to learn as much as you can, step by step, about real estate investing. As a human being, you believe, okay, this can really help, but you also have some of the negative beliefs about it might be personal negative beliefs about yourself, money, environment, etc., that you had to overcome until you got your first deal closed. So what are those negative beliefs that you can share? And obviously, how did you overcome them to actually just go through the entire process until you see your deal to a success?
I think most of the hiccups that I had to go through, it's intimidation from the real estate agent guys, or just them taking you serious, because they see that maybe, as I know that a lot of people might not be having cars, they'll be like, how are you going to purchase this property without you having a car? You don't even have a car. How are you going to purchase this property, So some of the criticism from the real estate agents, those are the mainly one that I had to go through, because most of them, they are a bit skeptical to even send you an offer to pages, because they think maybe you are just acting a real estate agent, or you're just a real estate agent. So those are the things that I had to overcome them. And I overcome them by just mainly telling them that, listen, I'm working with a group of investors, and just telling them about all the other relevant guys who I'm working with. I can just mention your name just to get my way through. Some of them might know you, just to get my way through for them to take me serious. And most of the other stuff, it's just being out there, because as you have mentioned, that's the other ways we can use to finance our deals. It's through social media, because obviously there are a lot of investors there. And I personally myself, I'm not someone who can, take videos and just share my journey on Facebook or about social media. But I have to overcome that. I had to break that shell, So I decided to share my journey on Facebook by creating a page. It's sort of like a content that investors can relate to, so that they can see that this guy is not like an overnight guy who just came in or wants to rob us of our monies. So yeah, those are the challenges that I had to overcome on my side.
I definitely understand, and I think the real estate intimidation thing, so the real estate agent intimidation thing is a real thing for most of us. I also started going to viewing with an Uber. So the only thing that made it a little bit easier for me was the way I was dressed. I had like a suit on, etc. I was like looking very serious, type of a thing. So I think your presentation really matter, and that can help you. But that is not just the thing, because that's gonna get you in. But obviously they're gonna test you with a lot of questions. So how are you financing these deals? What is this, that's, and the other? Because they have to pre-qualify you as a buyer. And all those questions, if you're ready for them, you read the scripts, you know how to talk to them, and then you also been to these trainings as well, then it helps you become a little bit much more what do you call it, build a little bit more rapport, and then you can be able to end up closing a deal. And one of the things that you mentioned that I liked was you said there are a lot of investors on social media. Obviously we live in a social media age, but a lot of people still think there is not enough investors out there. So how did you get to the idea or the conclusion that there's a lot of investors out there, Vincent? And also, how can other people who are watching this film right now have a similar mindset to say, actually, investors are not limited to a specific place or area. There are actually a lot of them out there.
Yeah, I think, just tapping into the social media space, most people, maybe let me say 90% of the people have Facebook, and they're using Facebook. Most of them might be interested into property. So myself, I've opened a page, and whenever maybe I'm creating an ad, I like tag other groups that I know that investors may be interested in. So investors may be interested in maybe Grant Cardone or in Rich Dad, So those kind of groups, I tag them because I know that investors might be on those groups. They might have liked those groups, or even SA property investors, just tagging them or advertising your property in those kind of groups.
Definitely.
So yeah, those are the platforms that I mainly tap into.
Definitely, that's interesting, guys. If you're watching this, please make sure you like this video. I think all of you guys are watching this, you can just press the like button. It's not going to cost you guys anything. And then let's talk about what keeps you going then when the going gets tough. What's the one thing that says, okay, I have to keep going, even when things are getting a little bit tougher, on your journey?
I think having a solid why, as they always say, that you should have your why on why you are aspiring to be whatever you want to be, maybe being a property investor or whatever you aspire to be. So having a solid why, a why which is not maybe only centered in money, can be a why it's centered in family, something that can keep you accountable, so it's not only about money, but just having a solid why on why are you doing what you're doing right now. And after you've completed it, or you having to attain what you are pursuing right now, what will it mean to the other person? So just having a solid why for me, it's definitely what keeps me going at the moment.
I definitely understand. And do you have any idea, or what is your suggestion for people who are looking for their why that is strong enough and it's not money based, which is something very important that you made when you mentioned it?
Yeah, I think why, just to make some couple of examples, it could be maybe your family, it could be your child, it could be for me, I think a why should be centered, around people, people who mean a lot to you, people whom you value, people who want to see the best out of you. So
Yes.
they know that after you've completed whatever you would like to attain, they have the best interest of you, So just having your why centered in people whom you value, I think that's very important. And if you might not have maybe, I don't know, other people whom you value, you can just seek your why in yourself, I guess.
I definitely understand. I definitely understand. I mean, the only thing about whys, which is something we're discussing now, is I also realize personally I get a why that motivates me now, and then I get to a specific level, and then I need another why, a new why. It's okay, now I need to have a different one that's going to take me to another level as well. So I think it's coming back to yourself having why enough that bends you inside to just keep going. And then if you feel like you're losing some motivation as well, perhaps you need to look at a new why as well. It's okay, why am I still doing this? Or maybe just revisit it as well, so you can just revise it for yourself. So for those of you guys who started with fire and then you feel like you are losing momentum, you just have to sit down and say, okay, what is my reason I started this journey? And then, is it still the same reason now, or did it change? And if it changed, what is the new one? And as soon as you know that, then it's going to give you that fire as well, and then you're going to keep going. So let's talk about what you're most proud of, being part of this training so far. What do you think is something that you're most proud of that you're seeing?
I think it's mainly about running the numbers, because I've learned how to run the numbers, how to negotiate some deals that I've found. And obviously, apart from that, working with the other guys, there's some few guys whom I've worked with on this training group. Guys such as Sizwe, I've worked with him a lot, and other guys as well. So what I'm proud of is that it gives me the ability to, just co-work with other investors and try to reach the end goal, together. Because obviously property, it's one of the things that it can be hard when you attempt to do it alone, as you have mentioned right now about the power team. Part of your power team, it can be having other like-minded investors who can help you. Let me say, maybe for example, you're not good in numbers. I may be good in numbers, or maybe you're not good in maybe negotiating some couple of deals. I might be not good in negotiating. So partnering together and closing that deal at the end of the day. Yeah.
That's interesting. Let's explore that a little bit more to say, how do people who are new in here get in touch with other people who are like-minded, and to build like a very good working relationships in a mutually beneficial way, not in a selfish way where I want this and then you're expecting somebody to carry your bed on top of the thing, but in a very mutually beneficial way where it's going to benefit you guys both. How do you advise people to do that?
I think you can get in touch with obviously anyone, either myself or any other fellow-minded investors here. So you can just mention that, listen, I'm good in numbers, but I'm struggling maybe with talking with agents or negotiating with agents. So the other person on their end, they might be good in that, you'll never know. Or maybe I'm good with negotiating with agents, but I don't know how to run the numbers. The other person might be good in running the numbers, and by you teaming up, you can be able to close a lot of deals.
Definitely, definitely. And then what would your advice be on people who are getting started now? Maybe they got involved this week and they want to, maybe involved a couple of months ago, and they want to see this thing until the end, until they reach their goal that they have personally. What's your advice on these kind of guys?
I think give yourself time to learn, don't just be, quick rush. Just give yourself time to go through the material, have a bit of understanding, because most of us, we jump into, viewing properties. We don't know firstly how to run the numbers. We're viewing properties that will firstly waste most of our times. So just know the basics, know how to run the numbers, know how to sign in an offer to pages, know all the basics. And then just take your time, just to go through the material, and then you can go out and view deals and maybe partner with other investors.
Definitely. And I think the most important thing people need to learn is the numbers and your offer to purchase. If you know your offer to purchase back and forth, and then you know how to run numbers, then you have enough fundamentals to actually get started and become successful. Would you agree with me on that?
Definitely. Because in most cases, we jump into viewing the property deals without having an understanding of the numbers. And once you have the understanding with the numbers, you might find out that the deals you've been viewing, they're actually just a waste of your time. So just first run the numbers, and then if you see that this could be a potential deal, then you go view the property, having an exact understanding of how the numbers look.
Definitely. And that's something I also encourage. I think I just wanted to point it out for guys who just joined us as well, to say, look, run numbers before you view. You're going to save yourself some time emphasizing or just also pointing out your point you just mentioned, to say, if you just view, realize later on when you run the numbers that you wasted time, money, and effort, and then those deals are not worth it. But if you run numbers, you're at home, you call the estate agents and you ask them for the details, and then you view later, then you at least know that you're viewing 3 deals or 4 deals that are having potential until you finalize the numbers, especially if there's any renovations or anything else that you might need to know about when you're viewing. So that's something that I think people must take note of. And in a previous videos we have about this training as well, we touched on the same thing too, to say, don't just go view deals, because you're going to be out there viewing 100 deals and then realizing only 2 deals are making money. All right, so let's say, what are you working on right now? And also, what is your vision of your 3 to 5 years? Vincent, what does that look like in your business and also in yourself as well?
Okay, so at the moment, I'm working on some couple of deals that will be sourcing to investors, because there's one strategy that I've realized, so mostly just walking around or just driving around some couple of areas which might have potential deal, it's really helpful. So I think it was last week, so we went and we drove around some couple of areas that might have potential deals. And to my surprise, we found a lot of deals, so about more than 7 deals, which might be potential. So we're currently working around them and just contacting the owners and the real estate guys. And by so doing, you get the chance to work hand in hand with the owner, because some owners, they don't want to work with real estate agents. They'll rather put a board there, the for sale board. And you can get an opportunity to negotiate with them. But then coming back to my 3 to 5 year plan, I think for this year, it's closing some couple of deals. It could be maybe 4 or 5 deals. But I definitely have to have a multi-let on that. So it also goes back to what you've said, that if maybe you're only focusing on your affordability personally, you cannot reach there, so you have to also consider other people's money. And I feel like sourcing is one of the way we can use to actually use other people's money. And my 3 to 5 year goal is to see myself doing developments, some couple of developments, and investing in mainly student accommodation and multi-lets.
I definitely understand. That's pretty cool. I think I also admire the clarity of your vision. I think that is something that is very, very important as well, to be as clear as possible about what you want to do. So at least when not working towards that, And also talking about private sellers, which is one thing you mentioned as well. Usually that's where you're gonna find the best deals, because there's no agent price or fees on top, and then also they're willing to negotiate to a good price most of the time, as long as they trust you. So that's something that's very, very important as well. So how would you like to end 2021 actually? And also I want to ask you a question where some of the things that you learned, by actually getting out there and taking action that we did not include in this training, because we do that, the fundamentals as much as we can, but some of the things you learn by going out there and doing this stuff for yourself. What are some of the things that you've learned there that you can share with us as you're closing?
Okay. So how would I like to end my 2021? It's by sourcing a deal each and every month, going out there and just finding those good deals and sourcing a deal each and every month, and just building my capital, either to partner with an investor and come up with the transfer cost, or just investing into a property.
Okay.
But then one of the most things that I've learned is you gain confidence on yourself, because when you are a first-time investor, you lack confidence, you judge yourself, but then when you just take action, you become confident, And I've realized that, in as much as we can talk about negotiation is something that you can learn from your side, just using those minor errors on your property to try and bring down the price. But I've mainly gained confidence on myself, how to actually speak with agents and negotiate prices with either the owner or the real estate agent.
100%. That's a very, very good one, because the confidence thing is a tough one, especially if you're doing something you're not too familiar with, So I agree with you that you definitely need to go through the process. And some of the things, they're only going to come from taking action, not from reading books or getting analysis of not finding the right property, or worried about getting investors before you even get a deal. I would say some of them you just have to take action and then continue learning. All right, so let's open up a line for questions now. I think we are done. And also thank you, Vincent, for sharing your journey. I see Caesar saying, I'm so proud of you, Vincent, in the chat. Yeah, thank you, Caesar, also. And we're looking forward to chatting with you soon as well. Keep us updated about those deals too. Guys, make sure you like this live stream. If you're watching it, just press the like button, guys, and make sure that we're getting some likes there. I mean, it's not going to cost you guys anything. And then if you guys have any questions, please, this is the time you ask questions. And then if not questions, then we're going to be able to have a conversation another time. But the emphasis, what I learned from you, Vincent, right now is, first of all, have the abundance mindset of thinking there are a lot of investors out there. Stop thinking there's one investor, because there is no way there's only one person looking for a deal. There is no way, guys. Everybody's looking for a house. Everybody's looking for an income stream. Everybody's looking for a way to build wealth. And this is why the wealth industry is a big thing, That's one thing that I want you guys to stop thinking there's one investor. There is no one investor. There's a lot of them out there, and we cannot finish them. Enough for everybody to have 10 each or 15 or 20 each, exactly, etc. And then the second part I also learned from you was co-working with other investors is something that can actually fast track your journey, especially if they are strong where you are weak, and then they are weak where you are strong, as you said. And I see Alfred saying he's encouraged. That's incredible. That's incredible, guys. That's the whole point of these trainings, to be honest. Most of the time, they take us a while to put these trainings together, because we just want to get other people as well. I might tell you how to do these things, etc. But if you have other people who are actually doing these things and getting results, and they started the same way you are starting right now, I think that is also a good way to take advantage of it as well. to realize that, look, this is possible. There's no miracle, there's nothing else. Vincent didn't say he got a secret sauce somewhere. He just said he took action. And then he went through the fear he had. The agent intimidated him, like they're intimidating a lot of you guys. I saw some Mkele also was saying, agents are saying this and this and that and the other. I'm like, look, they're gonna say that because they're doubting you and you're getting started. And then they're killing your confidence as well. That's also something that you must realize too. Agents do not understand how sourcing works. Actually, most of them do not understand how sourcing works until they do a successful deal where their commission is not affected. And they're gonna be like, okay, I can work with you going forward. So the idea there is to use the scripts you have, use the network you have in this training, use the resources you have, practice, 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 repeat the material, guys, until you internalize it. You're just a working person who knows real estate back and forth and how to close a deal back and forth. And you never know where this will take you beyond just closing your first deal here. So I think that's the most important part that I think I wanted to just put a highlight on. But otherwise, Vincent, your story is very inspiring. And we're looking forward to hearing a little bit about the deals you're working on, the multi-layers, etc. And also, you getting to a better position as well than where you are right now. We just want you to succeed, and then also, keep, getting to new levels as well. Otherwise, guys, I'm not seeing any questions. It means that you guys are happy with the stream. Make sure you like this stream, and yeah, let's make sure that we're doing deals, we're putting in offers. You're finding investors, and then also you're building capital so you can keep expanding your portfolio, which is the most important thing. You are here only to build a property portfolio, guys. You're not here to just chill around. You're not here to just learn a few things. You're here to build a property portfolio. Otherwise, guys, we will chat soon, and thank you very much. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the day or the Saturday. Is it Saturday? Yeah. Vincent as well, thank you very much for joining us today, man. And I appreciate you taking your time and being part of this training.
It's a pleasure, man. Thanks for the invite.
All right, not a problem. Bye-bye.